What is going on, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of Arch Rivals, where we're going to bring you Week 2 of the Premier League. Milo, Ian, what did you guys think of just the weekend? What stood out to you? I want to hear just general thoughts.
As an Arsenal fan, nerve-wracking. As a fan of the Prem, it was a great weekend. We went down to the Amsterdam on Saturday to get some interview footage of just general Prem fans during the Tottenham Man U game, and the atmosphere was great there. People were really excited for the Prem season to be back, and I am too.
Agreed. Got to see some fun games, some great soccer. Brighton stood out to me again.
Yeah.
Chelsea definitely stood out to me. Can't wait to talk about that. And Liverpool got a dub without a solidified CDM and with 10 men. So, good week on my end. I love Chelsea tears.
There were many tears this weekend. Chelsea spent almost $1 billion on their squad, and they can't seem to get a result. I've driven 14 hours to come back to be on this podcast to defend my Todd Father team because I just know that there's going to be a lot of slander, and I'm here to defend every argument that comes against me.
Technically, slander is if it's not true.
Yes.
So
It's a long season. It's a long season. That's all I got to say. There's no way that Pochettino doesn't turn it around with this young and talented squad.
clip this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can clip it.
It's out there.
I'm saying it right now. Chelsea still finishes top 4.
All right.
It still happens.
Got cooked by West Ham.
Yeah.
So
James Ward-Prowse was looking nice.
Brexit ball.
He's looking nice out there.
they lost their best player, and they were in a relegation fight last year.
They're looking nice, though. They got a lot of bubble.
West Ham top 4.
A lot of
they're
bubbles.
They're not top 4, but they could slip into Europa League.
Yeah.
A nice
They
little,
could. Well, they're in Europa League. They won the Conference League, so they're in it.
They'll be okay.
I get
They'll
what
be
you're
in there
saying,
next
though.
year.
You guys are not.
Understandable. That's why I think that Chelsea is due for a resurgence, and they will put all their efforts into winning the Premier League and the domestic
A
titles.
resurgence from 12th place to 8th.
Yes.
Hey, who got Caicedo?
What did Caicedo get you?
A red card.
And a penalty.
And a penalty. Yeah. He didn't get a red card.
He didn't get a red.
No, but West Ham had a red card, and that's what makes it hurt even more.
Yeah.
We
We'd start the weekend at Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United, kind of possible relegation battle. I think Nottingham Forest is probably not going to be inside that relegation fight, but they will be down there with the kind of lower half. And Sheffield United, in parts of that game, looked like they could do more than be a relegation candidate, but at the end of the day, they didn't get any points. So
yeah, I had Sheffield getting relegated in my
me too.
initial
Easy.
table. And I think that this shows, like, if you can't get a result versus Nottingham, then I don't think you're set to stay in the Prem for very long. So
I mean, when you don't bring in any true names and you give one of your best players to a direct rival in Burnley, it's not looking good, bruv.
it's not looking good, bruv.
But-
you know who is looking good, bruv?
Taiwo Awoniyi.
He is looking good. I was going to say Serge Aurier.
Oh, he was looking
Honestly-
like Prime Marcelo.
He was whipping
was
in some
nasty.
crosses. He had 2 assists on the day.
Nottingham Forest are meeting, if not above my expectations right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely interesting to watch. I don't think they'll get relegated. I think Everton will. Just last week, sorry, we don't have to move on to Everton already, but the relegation question's already looming for them, and maybe Sean Dyche is not at the wheel.
It's a long season, man. I think that they definitely looked without idea.
The blue
but,
shite.
yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with Nottingham and Sheffield?
That man right there.
I have one man pulled up right here, Morgan Gibbs-White. He's turning into a true Premier League. I'm not going to say superstar, but he's a young star. The 23-year-old Englishman, left winger. He looked dynamic.
He's got to get a move
Yeah,
at some point, right?
I agree.
Yep.
Who's looking for a left winger?
Not us.
Yeah. I can't say there's a ton of big teams looking for a left
Chelsea.
winger.
Yeah, Chelsea has enough players. They need to just sort it
Yeah,
out
they
amongst
gotta
themselves.
They got to figure it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition in the squad. We'll figure it out, though.
Funny how you go get Mudryk instead of a proven left winger.
He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. Sterling could obviously
mud.
deputize there if need be.
Rick.
Sterling, I thought, looked great. We keep skipping ahead.
Yeah,
to
we
get
do.
further.
Okay, so this game,
Fulham, Brentford.
Yep, Brentford.
Brentford doing their usual.
Dude, Brentford, I think, is a legitimate squad. Like, I put them in the category of, like, Brighton, Brentford. I think they're about in the same boat. I really do.
Maybe with Ivan Toney in the team, I would I don't know. Brighton and Brentford last year, kind of a similar squad. This year, I feel like Brighton looks a lot better than Brentford does thus far, even though Brentford has tied Tottenham and beaten Fulham 3-0 in their first 2 games, which is great. If they can get Ivan Toney back possibly earlier with appeals to that ban, they could be in for a better season than I expected, because I definitely thought they were going to have a bit of a lurch back towards the bottom half of the table just because they didn't make a ton of impressive signings or anything like that over the summer.
Because they already had the people there. They had Matthias Jensen. He looks great in center mid. Janlet looked great in center mid as well. And then we haven't even talked about the 2 men up top that are filling in for the massive void that is Ivan Toney. And Mbumo had a brace this weekend, and Wissa, he kind of got a goal given to him, but he did a lot of work to get around the rest of the defense and still slotted home. So it was a comfortable 3-0 win.
I feel like last season Mbumo was like doing all the work and getting in all the right spots, but just couldn't capitalize. And this season, without Ivan Toney up top, he's kind of, I mean, he was the number 2 last season, so it's only right that got a man of the match performance this week.
No, he's absolutely the real deal. Mbumo, I feel like he just didn't get a lot of credit for the success of Brighton. It was always Ivan Toney. When he was assisting a lot of those goals and creating a lot of those chances that Ivan Toney was finishing off. He's a lot more creative and dynamic of a player. He's definitely not the out-and-out 9, like true number 9. He doesn't have the stature and the finishing that Ivan Toney has, but he is a very great Premier League level player.
Agreed. Especially coming from the right.
Yeah. This was the first of 5 red cards in the Prem this week. Tim Ream gets sent off in the 64th minute. The St. Louis boy.
Yeah, what did you think of that pen? I thought it was honestly not a pen. But I tend to, like, whenever I watch stuff in slow motion, I just think everything's soft. Like,
everything looks worse in slow motion usually to me.
But when I watched it back, I didn't think Tim Ream deserved to get – I didn't think that was a penalty. I thought he was, like, had his arms up next to him, and, like, yeah, there was, like, some shoulder-to-shoulder contact, but it's not like he threw a leg in. I didn't think it was a pen, so.
Yeah.
I think these refs are just going for the absolute worst season possible right now.
I agree. They had a terrible weekend.
Yeah, which sucks because I think a lot of the rule changes that they've made are fairly positive. Like, not allowing time wasting, that's obviously something we want to see. The ball was in play an average of, like, 52 minutes last year in the Prem, and, like, at worst for, like, Newcastle, it was, like, 47 minutes. That's insane. That's why they're adding the time at the end of the games. You're seeing, like, 10 minutes of stoppage time because they're like, our product is suffering because of you just leaving the ball out of play.
I feel like they could have come up with a better happy medium there. Like, just if there's time wasting, add it to the end. You don't gotta go throwing cards out willy nilly because of time wasting. If you're adding it to the end, then it doesn't matter. Like, let them time waste if they want. It's not really doing anything.
It on, and then they can be pissed off about that.
Right, but to just throw out cards for, you might even lose track of time. Who knows?
Well, they're throwing out cards now for people arguing with refs or waving for other cards to be thrown. Yeah, They're like, don't tell me how to do my job. But I mean, we saw some power trips out of the refs.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
We'll definitely talk about it during the Arsenal recap.
Well, I mean, this next game, Liverpool-Bournemouth, there's another, like, kind of not necessarily a power trip, but a bad decision. It's already been appealed. And they said it's not a red for McAllister. And I don't think it's a red.
Ridiculous straight red.
Yeah,
like, if he was on a yellow, I might understand. He should have gotten a yellow.
I think it's a yellow.
Yeah.
But a straight red, I mean, he wasn't even like it's one thing to lift your foot up above knee level and have your studs up, but to just, like, kick at a ball and the other person's foot happens to be lower than your foot kicking up and hits your studs, I wouldn't
say he's just kicking. He's kind of coming in and, like, making a challenge, but it's not. He's not, like, there's no malice in it.
It's a 50-50 ball.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 ball.
Like, you're getting yelled at and benched if you don't go for a ball like that in front of your box. what is he supposed to do there? Just watch him go on by. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead, score.
Yeah. Do you guys think the Dominic Szoboszlai penalty is a pen?
No.
No, as a Liverpool fan?
That was
no.
soft.
I mean,
that was soft.
like, in technicality, maybe. But, man, that's a big man to be thrown on the ground like
rolling
that.
over
He did
like
cook
that.
his ass, though. I'll say that.
Yeah.
He turned him inside out, and he threw his foot out there, and Szoboszlai capitalized, but dang, that was weak.
Yeah, very weak.
Were you worried in the first 3 minutes whenever Liverpool goes down?
Anytime I watch any Liverpool game, I'm nothing but furious the entire time.
And anxious.
Even when we're good.
Yeah.
Like,
you're up 3-1 at the end of the game, and it's like
should have been a murder.
furious.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, I know at the beginning of the season you were not throwing praise on Luis Diaz. He's playing like he used
out
to
of his
play.
mind.
Like insane. That goal he scored this weekend is
Insane.
nuts.
What a player. I
That's
don't
like-
think you guys have seen. I mean, he was hurt all last season, but like I picked him up in my fantasy last year because I thought he was going to be amazing. Picked him up again, and now he is amazing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's the first, hopefully,
Yeah,
full
knock on
season
some
that
wood.
he'll get
yeah.
at full health. I mean, he was hurt most of last season, and before, I mean, the season before that was he got transferred to us that season, and then got hurt. We're hoping for full health. That flick up, that was like a circus
So
trick.
disgusting.
Dude, it was nasty.
And the finish too was unreal. Like in the
Like-
bottom corner.
If you're the goalie there, there's no way you're thinking this man's gonna flick it up and then in a split second make the decision to volley it.
There was no hesitation too.
Yeah, it's like he knew he was gonna do it
Yeah.
before the ball came to him.
Yeah, it was silky. It was so silky.
Unbelievable.
But all in all, a pretty comfortable Liverpool win,
Yeah.
other than the red card making it a bit.
But
kind of
even then, we
dodgy.
dominated.
Yeah, you still
even
scored
with 10
after the
men, we
red.
scored after the red.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, the Salah missed penalty.
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
was a little bit weird.
It's going to be interesting to see how many more misses he gets under his belt before somebody else gets the nod for the penalties.
Who else would you want to see? What
I
do you
saw
think,
something that
McAllister?
said like
He used to take 'em with
Szoboszlai
Brighton, didn't he?
Szoboszlai took his
For
penalties
Leipzig.
for Leipzig and Hungary, and he scored like 9 out of 10 of his last. Salah's missed like 3 out of his last 5 or something. 5, I don't know, something
Riley,
crazy.
can you get on that?
McAllister is also lethal in front of the. I mean, yeah,
At
he
the
was
penalty
their,
spot.
he was their
The
pen taker
Brighton
last season.
Taker.
I mean, I would kind of welcome that because I love Mo Salah. He's the best winger in Prem history, and
5 missed
his-
penalties for Salah in the
5.
Premier League.
Yeah,
Out of how many takes though?
recently. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been recent.
A
He
lot of
hasn't
them
been
ha-
looking good in front of the
A lot of them
yeah,
have been
at the
recent.
spot, but it's
did have-
because his penalties. I swear, he runs up as fast as he can and he kicks it as hard as he can.
I prefer that, though. I don't like the kind of slow run-up. It seems like you just don't get as much power on the shot, and the goalie has a way better chance of saving it.
Yeah, but pick
Although
a side.
the two that
Salah just blasts
The
it.
two penalties I saw that had a slow run up was Odegaard and
And-
Mbumo this past
Enzo
weekend.
had a slow run-up.
Enzo did too. Okay. But I'm talking about the other two.
The good
they
ones.
They both buried
The
theirs,
ones that are
like,
good
right in
at
the corner.
soccer.
Mhm.
Enzo's very good. Don't even say that. That's slander.
He's-
Enzo's very good.
He's very good
He's a
at
World Cup
having
winner.
fake teeth.
Enzo Penandez
Not even.
hadn't missed a penalty till he put on a Chelsea shirt.
Maybe start giving it to Nico Jackson. Give him some
I thought
confidence.
that would be the play, honestly, to get him just like a goal in the Prem, like
Yeah.
start him off. Because
Yeah.
he's looked good, but he hasn't looked.
I agree.
Like the finishing hasn't been.
No, give it-
We'll talk about them
Take
later. though.
Mudryk off the bench and let him take the pen so that he skies it, and then we can all clown him on the internet.
No, he's a young talent. Speaking of, I mean, he's not that young anymore, but
No regrets.
I thought we would see Darwin Núñez start, and we continue to see Jota start. And I don't know. I don't know how do you feel about that as a Liverpool fan? Are you okay with that? Like
I'm
I guess
not
he's getting goals,
okay
but
with it. I mean, I just from the perspective of his confidence, I just feel like it's an asset to get him minutes so that he feels appreciated, so that when he does finally get his minutes, he doesn't revert. Like last season, he was getting great opportunities. He was a hassle. I mean, he was just creating problems, but he couldn't finish because his confidence was clearly not there. And then preseason, he's bagging goals for fun, and he's clearly confident. We gave him the number 9. You know, that's usually a sign. And then it's two games in a row, no starts, and there's a video of him pretty frustrated coming off the field after the end of last game. But I also think Klopp knows best, and sometimes certain teams you use certain players for. Jota's just great at, I feel like, everything, you know. Jota's good with his feet.
Yeah.
He's good at passing.
I kind of feel like this is a situation where Klopp wants to light a fire under a young Darwin Núñez to be like, you need to earn this. Like, you are the better player, but you need to earn this. Take it from Jota. Like, and right now, I don't know if that's really happening.
I think part of it is that Klopp wants to play with someone in the middle that is more of a link-up player. Like, he had Roberto Firmino there for years, and now he's got Jota, who is a lot better at dropping in and, like, feeding out wide to, in Klopp systems, it's the wingers that score the goals.
I also think that that's a good point because we haven't had a CDM, so it's a lot easier. Not easier, but it's smarter to have a striker that stays back and retains the ball. Yeah, and comes back to get the ball so that the ball can be retained, because if we get caught on defense and we get caught on a counterattack, it's going to be harder to stop because we don't have a CDM in there. So maybe as Endo starts getting in there and hopefully he looks good, maybe that'll let a true striker show his game. I really hope so. I mean, I think Darwin's going to be amazing someday.
Mm-hmm. And I agree. I think he's a world talent. They're coming into the season, everybody was super worried about Liverpool's back line. And they did give up. They gave up like a weird little like goal in the first 3 minutes.
They looked totally unsettled in the first couple minutes because they got scored on offside, or like almost scored on because it was offside at the beginning of the game, and then 2 minutes later they actually scored.
That's all Trent, man. Trent passed back, just gave. Trent's been looking a little overconfident.
Yeah, the mentality's got to get better.
I think the vice captain band has got him a little overconfident because he's way too confident with these bad passes, especially backwards. And in that case, he passed it back, lackluster. They got the ball back and just put it in. But other than that, Van Dizzy's back, boy. He looks good.
Van Dijk did look very
Konate
good.
And him, if they can stay healthy together.
Yeah, so you don't have to rely on Joe Gomez.
Let's go. I'm so amped.
I think
and we have a CDM now.
Yeah, we'll see how good the CDM is. I think he's a good signing.
It don't matter how good he is as long as he can play CDM and let McAllister and Szoboszlai cook.
It truly does matter how good the CDM is because Caicedo came in and had a terrible debut, so...
Yeah, but your guys' attack isn't quite as crazy as ours.
It'll get there.
Tyler Adams to Bournemouth, a better move than Chelsea?
I kind of agree because he's going to like play a lot more.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea were going to go after Caicedo and Lavia no matter what.
Seems like
so even if they got Tyler Adams.
It's because Chelsea's transfer decisions are based off of other teams.
Why wasn't Liverpool in on Tyler Adams?
I don't know. They don't like his profile.
Is he just not good enough for Liverpool? Like...
I think that right now they're probably getting a Band-Aid in Endo. First of all, Liverpool has four national captains now? Endo, Szoboszlai, Mo Salah, Andy Robertson.
Disney.
Oh, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's a leader. He's got experience. He's got legs.
Yeah, he was part of that Japan run in the last World Cup. But
I'm excited, but...
I think that's enough on Liverpool for the week.
No, we can keep it going. Keep it going.
The one thing I will say about Trent is that I think Klopp's given him like more responsibility, obviously with the captain's band, but then also on the field. Like I think he does want him to slot more in.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they play like a box midfield at City, right? I think he does want Trent to play more in the midfield.
Yeah, he wants to do what Zinchenko does at Arsenal and what City does with like John Stones.
Yeah.
That's more possible when you have a Rodri to come back and be a defender.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I'll say one more thing.
Oh my God.
And then we'll move on.
You don't get one
Szoboszlai, you've been warned. That man is the real deal. Man of the match performance.
He does look very good.
He does look very good.
Yeah.
I'm pissed
with no KDB.
McAllister doesn't look that good.
Best midfielder in the Prem.
Oh, Jesus.
McAllister was playing CDM. Just let him be his normal CM role, and we'll get shit cracking. You'll see this weekend against Newcastle.
Well,
should we move to Newcastle? Or do you guys
I
want
think
to move
the Brighton Wolves game was right after that, and Brighton look disgusting.
Rampant.
Yeah.
Dude, and Ciso, he's their new new guy that
Julio and Ciso.
they brought in. He finally gets the start. I was surprised he didn't start in week 1.
I mean,
They
I'm not.
they
He
just have
started
so
over
many
João Pedro in this game, which is their record signing.
Yeah, I don't
They
know
have so
why
many
Welbeck
forward
continues to get the
options.
start whenever they could play João Pedro up top and then Ciso right behind him.
I think that as a Brighton fan told me this weekend when I was saying Evan Ferguson should start.
Yeah,
He
why
was
isn't
like,
he starting?
Welbeck does all the dirty work, man. And that's what he wants.
Hey,
He wants the
Deserby's
presser.
at the wheel, man.
Deserby at the wheel.
Can't question the man that got shit cooking.
Yeah, dude, that first goal from Matoma.
Oh
is-
my.
Stinky. So
There
stinky,
you go.
dude. Like, it's like, he goes, I will score now.
Just ran straight through him.
Dude, and like the acceleration looks weird. Like it doesn't
Fake.
look
It
it
looks
looks
fake.
it doesn't look right.
It's
It looks
edited.
animated because he
Yes.
he just kind of starts off by like slowly drifting at his defender, and then he just makes the decision he's going to go for it. And just continues to run through everyone.
That's that
Actually-
master's thesis in dribbling.
yeah.
I'm going to score now.
That's what he's actually.
Dude, he's so legit.
That left side of their attack with a Stupinian on the left side
Is
at
deadly.
wingback
Dude.
is deadly.
Talk about a team that I just want Liverpool to raid for all of their goods.
Everyone
and
is
services.
rating them for all of their goods every season.
And then they continue to just like
Pump out more talent.
Get
more
better.
talent and sell them for 100 mil like crazy. Solly
Well-
March is the next one to go. Matoma's probably the next one to go if I'm being
Yeah, I
honest.
think Matoma will
Stupinian.
go somewhere next year.
Stupinian also on the way out probably.
I think a lot of them are on the way out at
Dude,
the end of the season.
If Brighton were like, you know what, we made our fill. We could
Let's just be
hold
good.
on. Yeah, let's just be top
fight
four
for top
worthy.
6.
Yeah.
yeah.
Every
I mean,
year.
they got it like that.
Solly March, Premier League like stalwart at this point and
Yeah.
looking better than he ever has. Like he scored 8 goals or 9 goals last year. He's going to score like 15 this year
I
if
think
they
he
keep
had
playing like this.
7 last year in the Prem.
Okay.
But yeah, I think with this rate he will have he'll have over 10 at least.
Yeah.
We'll talk about his first goal. The outside the foot
From Enciso
from Enciso.
is nasty.
Oh my god. And then the finish was also crispy, like in off the post. It was just so nice.
And then they scored the like opposite side of the field goal, like
Yeah.
almost the exact same goal, just mirrored down the midpoint of the field.
the same 2 players.
Yeah.
It's like if you were playing FIFA and you got Brighton and you looked at their starting lineup, you'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I'm about to
well,
get
like
skunked.
3 years ago, I would have been like, bro, what?
Dude, you got Lewis Dunk and Webster in the back.
Pascal Gross.
Fuck, Billy Gilmore starting.
Yeah.
Chelsea
That's crazy.
product better now than ever.
Yeah,
I'm like, you guys aren't really Chelsea fans. Would you rather have Conor Gallagher or Billy Gilmore in your playing center mid for you?
Gallagher.
I think
I'd
I would
rather have
I'd-
neither.
I know. I'm with you.
I don't think either of
I
them are
think-
that good.
I'm
I
with
think
you.
both of them are. Okay, when Gallagher was at Crystal Palace, he looked great.
Yeah, but that's like
he was scoring goals.
Yeah, he needs to play in a counter-attacking, chaotic system though,
Or just
He,
like not on a dog shit team.
yeah, I guess.
I think that Caicedo's going to take his spot, and he's not really like he was playing a CDM role while Enzo was more like the box to box role there.
Yeah,
So as soon as I think Conor Gallagher needs to get out of the squad.
I wish he
we're
would
ready
have
for
stayed
Caicedo.
at Crystal Palace. Honestly, even though we're dogging you right now and Caicedo right now, I don't think once he gets starting minutes again, he's gonna get back to his
he hasn't
best.
played a game.
Yeah.
like at all. He didn't play anything in preseason. He wasn't showing up to training. Like he's probably super unfit.
So we're gonna get our Hayden while we can.
Yeah. Last thing on the Wolves game, Huang Hee-chan scored his first goal of the season. He looked pretty good when he came in. And then Nunez gets a stupid red card. This wasn't one on the refs. He just like throws a defender over the goalkeeper and then proceeds to like push him and gets a second yellow and he's gone.
It's because he's down by
Wolves
3.
is
Yeah.
just such a weird team, man. And it was the same last season, just inconsistency. Like
I think they got played. They got played by like their ownership. They brought in all these like really promising Portuguese players and they sold them all off to the Saudi league. And now they're relegation fodder. Like this team, I don't see this team getting out of the
versus
staying in the
Man
Prem.
U, they didn't look like relegation fodder. Maybe that's just because Man U is
I was about to
relegation
say, man,
fodder.
We'll get there.
Casemiro finished.
That's the next game.
Yeah, let's move right into it.
Casemiro finished.
I don't know if it's the biggest game of the weekend. Newcastle, Man City could be, but this one was far more exciting.
Yeah.
So we'll call it the biggest game of the weekend. Spurs, Man U, and
different gravy.
Different gravy. Spurs look great,
Spurs
man.
look like a different gravy.
They kind of got a little bit torched in that first half. Like there were definitely some goals left on the table from that Man U side. Bruno missed a sitter.
Rashford missed a sitter.
Yep,
They just
Rashford
had like headers that were just not. They were
going
wide
in.
open,
Yeah.
and they were onside too, and they just couldn't convert at all.
You can tell it's like not a well gelled back line yet.
That's my favorite thing about United.
But they have more of an identity than the second year of Eric Ten Fraud. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
How do they
Tottenham
already
does.
seem like they have more of an identity than the second year of Eric Ten Hag as a coach?
Do you think losing their star man Harry Kane has kind of galvanized the squad to be like?
No, that super helps.
Yeah.
I think either way they weren't going to finish that high in the table. But I think that him leaving is like weight off of the shoulders of everyone at that club, and they're just doing what the coach tells them to do now.
Losing Harry Kane kind of like lets them stop playing a specific type of football, you
Kane
know?
ball,
yeah,
where everything
run
goes
it
through
through
him.
Kane.
Yeah,
But now it's like, just run it.
they just run it through Madison.
Yeah, run it through Madison.
Basuma was running it.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure. Their two
Pape
center
Sarr
mids
was
were so
looking
good.
crazy.
The whole midfield
Basuma looked like
great.
a changed man. He looked possessed.
I mean, Basuma didn't get to play at all for Conte last year.
Conte
he said
fraud.
he had too many flaws in his game, and in the
was
first 2
actually-
weeks, I don't see any.
Yeah.
No, he looked
And
so good.
He didn't cost really anything to get out of Brighton. I think he was a £25 million signing.
Ricky,
Riley,
can
if
you
you
look
want
that
to
Get
check
off your
that out,
phone.
but
James
James Madison for
looks-
50 mil looks like a deal compared to Mount for 60.
Absolutely.
Um,
God,
dude.
especially when you compare it to the Mount
Dude,
signing.
yeah, like
Oh, man.
this Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, Casemiro midfield is not going to work. You got Bruno
Match
Fernandes
made
and
in hell.
Mason Mount holding the red tape for everybody to just run straight through the midfield like it's the finish line of a race, and then Casemiro is just hung out to dry.
I love Man United because in most professional teams, you want players that will brush off misses and will brush off, missed calls and brush off cards. Not Man U. They hold that shit dear.
Yeah, no,
that man Bruno will hold on to it and cry about it for the
Yeah.
next
Next 3 games.
years.
Mm-hmm.
This man called out the ref after the game.
What was his quote? Do we have that?
I
somewhere
think
here?
it went like something like wah 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 wah.
He really had me
Baba
thinking.
ni
Yeah,
I
baba.
know. I thought he was too.
never serious.
You're right, though. The mentality of the players at Man U is terrible.
And that's your captain.
Dude,
Yeah.
you would think Rashford would be taking this team by like the scruff of its neck at this point, saying, "I am like the star
captain."
man," and you should be the captain. It shouldn't be Bruno.
Eric Ten Fraud didn't make Rashford the only one that's a Man U product.
academy boy.
That's just you lose your squad.
This is when you look at their lineup, they have a lot of just like new signings in there. Casemiro, Antony.
I feel bad for some of the
Onana,
players there. Garnacho should
Mount.
not be starting week in, week out in
No.
the Prem.
Well,
He's
then that was about to ask you,
Rashford.
who plays on the left wing for
Rashford.
them? Okay, then who plays up top for them?
Anybody.
Hoyland has to
Hoyland
start
has
up
to
top.
start. He's so young, man. I think he's more of a product.
Who cares? So is
He doesn't-
Garnacho.
If he doesn't come in and bang, are they making top 4?
It's-
They look horrible.
Dude, it's a known fact that Rashford cannot strike.
Yeah, he can't.
He only does well on the left.
He did look a lot better last year whenever he moved out to the
Yeah,
left
when he was
side.
coming off the
These
left.
are
Yeah.
simple decisions that anybody could see.
But
I don't
even-
get it.
Even for the time being, this is still an indictment of Ten Hag as a coach. Jadon Sancho, there is a player in there somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Could
Like,
play the left wing.
That should play the left wing.
Yeah.
Like a great player, a guy that scored a ton of goals at Dortmund and looked like one of the most promising young wingers in the world.
I bet if he went to City,
He would bang.
Pep would get him
He would bang.
going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Sancho a City player early
Yeah, he
on?
was. He was
Yeah.
a
Pep
Man
hated him.
City
Pep hated him.
academy
Yeah.
product.
I am blown away by Casemiro's downfall. I saw like stats the other day that was like he's gotten dribbled past 6 times in the first 2 games,
Yeah, 'cause
and
people
meanwhile Rodri has gotten dribbled past once.
Because Rodri might be the best. Is the best CDM in the world.
Rice,
I'll say that right
Rice.
now.
Okay, but ready? McAllister, not a CDM, 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I feel bad for him because he's old. He doesn't have the legs that he used to. And they're just holding out the red tape. Everyone is running downhill, like skiing at this man when he's like 33.
It's just a poorly run club.
Mason Mount is doing nothing to help him.
Absolutely nothing.
Like, he's supposed to be paired with the young guy who does all the dirty work. That's not how
if
it's
there's
working out.
one silver lining so far in the Chelsea season, it's that getting 60 mil from Mason Mount is highway fucking robbery.
And 83 million for Kai Havertz, because that man is also dog shit.
I'm so glad
We'll
we
get there.
didn't get Mount.
He doesn't look as bad as Mount.
He doesn't.
Nobody
I'll say that.
looks as bad as Mount. I think at this moment, I'd rather have Gallagher than Mount.
Yeah, probably.
I would agree. I think Chelsea
got a
thinks
better
the same
work rate.
thing.
Yeah.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
But Pape
Sarr.
Sarr gets a goal, and then
Good goal.
Yeah, good goal. And then I think Andre Onana's got to at least try to do better on that second one because Lisandro Martinez just hits it into his own goal, and it's dribbling like.
It's tough when it's
Yeah,
your
you
own
get
player because you
planted.
don't expect it.
Yeah.
So
You're not on your toes.
Yeah.
I mean, Martinez, I hate Man U.
Mhm.
I loved cheering on Tottenham this past weekend because I think Martinez is a fraud. The butcher, the only thing you're butchering is your stat line. Like, you're
Little own
getting
goal.
butchered.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for as good as Tottenham looked, they're missing one key piece.
Striker.
It's their striker.
Striker.
Because they sold Harry Kane and they're starting
Richarlison
Richarlison.
looks terrible.
He does not look
It's
good, man.
time to cut it with him. Like
But
Mo
who are-
said,
who are they gonna
Mohamed
start?
said, pick up Florian Balogun, and I don't hate
They-
that idea. I think
They
that,
looked into it, and Arsenal were like, "Oh, we were gonna charge 40, but now it's 60
'Cause
just
you're
because
Tom
you
because
Hall.
it's you. If
That's
it was
fair.
the Toddfather, they'd make it happen.
I mean,
If it's
the only
the Todd
reason,
Father, we're charging 70.
Yeah.
You got deep
and they're
pockets.
gonna buy him.
Yeah, they might. He's still injured right now.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what happens with his transfer saga. I hope he stays. We'll get to it later. Nketiah needs to leave the room.
Whoa.
I'm done with him being like
Bipolar.
great at everything but finishing.
And he's a striker.
And he's a striker.
Yeah.
Dude, there's the we'll get
You
to
can't
it
be
later.
too mad
Yeah.
because he did win you the pen. But
He did win the pen.
what do
yes.
you think? Like, who else can Tottenham bring in? Because that's really what they're missing. If they bring in a real
striker,
striker,
they could
go top 4.
I think they could.
Yeah.
Ivan Toney.
Damn.
Their wingers look rough though too. I think Heung-min Son doesn't look great. Like the attack.
He looked good in the last game.
Dude, if
You
they
think
had
so?
He was
somebody to-
rampant last
like,
game.
Okay.
I
Kulusevski's
think
back.
Kulusevski's
Tottenham,
been okay. He's been
no
okay.
bag.
Yeah.
Tottenham, if they had like Harry Kane, I'm not saying Ivan Toney's as good as Harry Kane, but Harry Kane had the ability to just get up and score headers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Ivan Toney has that ability. Ivan Toney doesn't have the playmaking bag that Harry Kane has.
Nobody's got some of the goal scoring bag. And
Yeah.
that's what they need is somebody
Agreed.
up top to head it in and finish chances that fall to him.
Because I feel like Heung-min Son is a top quality player, but only if he's like the second man.
He's also not going to be the man in the box winning a header. Like,
Yeah,
he'll be the one
absolutely not.
crossing
Crossing
it
it
in.
in,
Yeah,
exactly.
making it happen.
And so when you have a number one man banging in goals, he gets to do his work behind the scenes and go dumb. But when you don't, man, he looks non-existent.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Speaking of non-existent, Newcastle's
Erling
attack.
Haaland. Oh, okay.
also Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
He did not look great this weekend. He had quite a few chances that he just couldn't tuck
He just,
anything
like,
away.
Whiffed on him or like kind of like didn't catch him clean and
Yeah.
just pulled him wide. Like
He
it was-
looked human.
Yeah, he did look human instead of robotic, which
Yeah.
was uncharacteristic. But Newcastle, they were never scoring. So
True.
I feel like they came there knowing they weren't scoring.
they were playing for the 0-0
Yeah.
from the get-go.
That's
Yeah.
how Newcastle does it.
This is a tough
And
watch.
now they can't time waste.
Absolutely a tough watch. Great goal by Julian Alvarez. He looks
Yeah.
great.
That was a crazy goal.
Yeah, insane goal.
I'm like, that's your backup striker?
Yeah,
Unreal.
That's
playing Cam in place of De Bruyne.
That's messed up, man.
It
that
is messed
shot
up.
was just on a line
Yeah.
to the side netting.
The goalie got a finger to it.
I know, it was just ripped. It was
Probably
just
broke
absolutely
his
ripped.
finger.
And the man who assisted him, Phil Foden, he was
Played
man
out
of the
of his
match for
socks.
a great reason.
Mhm.
I mean, he was just in behind their defense and he was chopping them up.
He had like what, eight key passes in
See
one
what-
game?
Let's see what he
Seven
had.
key passes?
He had 3 shots, 7 chances created.
Yeah.
He had a 91% pass accuracy, created
What?
.27 expected goals. Yeah, he was
cooking.
rampant.
He was pissing me off. He was so good.
He had 3 for 3 with successful dribbles, 3 passes into the final third. He was very good.
I mean,
Yeah.
at some point, you got to say it's time for the future because this man has been waiting in line for how long now?
A long time.
And he's not like, it's not like he's just technically gifted. I was watching that game and I'm like, this man is rapid. Like, he's
quick.
fast as hell.
and he's 23.
Yes.
He's 23.
And he's got his jersey number tattooed on his neck.
Yeah, that's kind of cringe. but-
Cornball.
Yeah,
Get a different
absolutely.
haircut.
Like, what
cornball.
if, what if you get a different jersey number?
Yeah.
Like, what?
No, he's just stuck with it.
You just hung out to dry.
He ends up going to Madrid at some point, and some dude on the team's like, no, I'm not giving you this jersey.
Part of me thinks a strong gust of wind is going to take his toupee off because that's the only reason I can imagine having that haircut.
Yeah. It doesn't look good.
It
but-
ain't as bad as Modric's tattoo.
Yeah, definitely not.
Talent ain't enough.
Talent ain't
Scratch
enough.
out the talent. Modric just ain't enough.
Just start him, please.
Ain't enough.
Just start him.
Pochettino is not at the wheel. He's in the trunk.
He driving
Fighting for his life.
driving drunk.
was there anything positive to say about Newcastle at all?
I mean,
no, not really. Anthony Gordon didn't
they-
look good.
they
Harvey
didn't
Barnes
concede
came in.
more than one.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you were to tell a Newcastle fan you're going to go to the Etihad and lose 1-0, they'd probably be pretty happy. But if you watched that game,
Yeah.
you would be pretty pissed
felt-
because they looked cute. They didn't do nothing.
They
It was
did look
less-
cute.
They look cute.
It was less of a defensive performance than it was Man City was like, yeah, that's the game-winning goal. Let's just keep the ball for the rest of
Yeah.
the game.
Just going to hold it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they literally, I would say,
It's like a
City
cat-
plays the most boring football ever. And it's
I
just
think it's
so
also
good.
beautiful. It is beautiful. It just
Yeah, but
depends
to
on who you
watch for
play against.
90 minutes, like, I fell asleep during that game. I fell asleep.
It was a hard
Sitting
watch,
up.
man. A hard watch.
Guimarães had a pretty good chance somewhere in the second half, and he just
Oh, yeah, he just fluffed it.
fluffed it. And I was
And
like,
that's-
well, that's it. I'm turning this
Dude,
off.
Yep.
Almiron has, like, these flashes of crazy dribbling.
And pace.
And you're like,
and
wow, he's about to break the line, and then he just like
Turns around and passes
turns and
it to
passes
somebody.
it to the City team.
That's a
And you're
classic fidget spinner winger move.
Dude, but-
Anthony loves doing that.
Like the
Jared
first
Stroud
half,
loves doing that.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'd get on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh my god, it's about to happen, and he'd be like, nah, I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like Isak against the world. I feel like Anthony Gordon and Almiron both looked pretty non-existent in that game.
It felt
And
like
Isak was trying to do something, but
and
it was not
Trippier-
coming off.
I feel like they rely on Trippier a lot, way too much.
Yeah,
a
and when
lot.
they're having to defend so much
Yeah.
and he can't get on the ball with some time and space, it's
Yeah.
just hard to make anything happen.
Man ain't getting any younger either.
Yeah, definitely not.
You want to talk about an absolute manhandling? We can talk about Villa versus Everton.
Yeah, bounce back already. Villa.
Yeah.
Statement win.
I
Yeah.
kind of felt like that was going to happen. There's no way Villa. They looked so bad versus Newcastle, and they're not that bad of a team.
No.
So-
I think it was a combination of the way that game started so open, and then their like starting center back going off for the second straight year with an ACL injury or something of that nature. It just threw their first game into the gutter. Newcastle did look great in that game, but Aston Villa looked great in this game.
Mhm.
And
I thought Pau Torres looked fantastic.
Yeah,
He was
did.
making great balls.
He needed to
long
step
balls,
up too because
yeah.
Tyrone Mings is out. So then
Mhm.
Konza comes in as the replacement, and he was very serviceable.
yeah, I'm surprised Diego Carlos isn't getting a start since he's
Dude.
been with the team for so long.
Konsa is the number 2. It's Mings and Konsa.
Yeah.
Carlos
then-
is just not. I just don't think it's gonna happen for him.
That's sad because I thought he was a great talent coming
Yeah,
out of
I think
La
he's.
Liga.
I mean, he got hurt. He's a little short. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They won 4-0. They weren't worried about what center backs were playing. The first goal, John McGinn, another stalwart of the Prem
Yeah,
for Aston
I love
Villa.
a good John McGinn.
Yeah, good John McGinn goal. Leon Bailey
He's
popping
been
up
having a
with an
pretty
assist.
good season so far. I mean, 2 games in.
Didn't
Yeah.
get hurt.
Who, Leon Bailey?
Yeah,
I don't know if he
I
got
don't
hurt
think
last
so.
year, but he's always struggled with end product while he's been there. And he's a very exciting player to watch, that's for sure. And even his goal isn't a great finish by any means,
Mm-hmm.
but he is getting more involved in the attack. I think Diaby looks like the real deal.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
gets
yeah.
involved
Oh,
in
yeah.
dangerous chances constantly.
He's just so strong and fast.
Yeah, he is. And who was it?
Diab-
Ollie Watkins couldn't buy a goal this game.
No, he couldn't. And
It
it's
was-
kind of concerning to me because like there was a lot of chances given to him, like provided
Yeah.
for him by Diaby and company, Leon Bailey, John McGinn. All of them were feeding Watkins, and he just seemed to kick it wide every chance he got.
I mean, we were talking last week about how he could. He has like an argument to be second best striker in the Prem if Ivan Toney's out for the year with a ban or like half of the year with a ban, and Isak hasn't proven that he's better than Ollie Watkins.
I think right now I would take Isak over.
I think I would
Watkins.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good sign when your main man is blowing shots wide and you still win 4-0.
Yeah, Everton looked like shit.
Yeah.
They looked so
They're
bad. I was
going
like,
down, mate.
Sean Dyche had maybe Unai Emery had all the answers to the test, or Sean Dyche had no answers at all. Like, it was just wide open.
It was a
Wide
mismatch
open.
for sure.
Yeah.
They have no idea what to do in attack, and it's sad to watch because I feel like Dominic Calvert-Lewin deserved that move that he was going to get a few years ago to somewhere
Yeah.
other than Everton, and then tore his ACL. It's done, and now
Now
he's
he's got
kind
a
of like
concussion.
stuck.
His stock is down.
He's got a broken
Yeah.
face bone.
The final goal in this was like really just encapsulated how bad Everton was. Ashley Young throws throws a throw in straight back to his he's trying to pass it back to his center back, but he throws it not to his center back.
Yeah.
Goes straight to John Duran, and John Duran just dribbles around and finishes it off pretty easily.
In like 2 minutes, he'd been on.
Former Chicago fireman.
Thank you, Riley.
Yeah.
He's only 19, Colombian.
That's
Also,
crazy.
Yeah.
Ashley Young played for Aston Villa last season, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Confirmed?
Mhm.
Okay. I think
Confirmed.
so. Yeah.
Confirmed.
Lucas
Okay.
Digne, probably gone from what I've heard.
Digne.
But they got,
Is he leaving?
yeah,
Where to?
I don't know.
Then what'd you hear? Is this
Ricky
Fabrizio?
got me.
Is this Fabrizio
Here we
Romano?
go.
Here we go.
Here we go, Mick Massa style. I heard.
Just spewing. Who's your source? I don't know.
But they got Alex Moreno on the bench, and if he can stay fit, he's good. Come on, Riley. You got to be faster, lad.
Yeah, well,
For transfer market rumors, none active.
Okay.
yeah. So Mickey's
Lucas Digne
talking out his ass.
Gone to the bench.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
what I meant.
Are you guys ready to move on from this game? I don't
Oh,
have
we
a whole
got to
lot.
get to my favorite game of the weekend. West Ham losing their best player, possibly about to lose their second best player, Lucas Paqueta, to a ban for betting. They thrashed Chelsea. And this game could have been very different had
Enzo Fernandez scored his penalty.
scored his penalty and put him up 2-1.
It's true. It's true.
What a dog shit penalty.
That was bad. He was 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 before that. I mean, I understand.
If he
he's
makes
the
that, then
pen.
everybody's like, "Oh, he sent the keeper the wrong way," but
Right.
then like
But he
he
didn't.
didn't.
Yeah.
It's kind of a crapshoot, you know.
That's why I don't like the slow run up.
Okay.
Because that's more likely to happen, I feel like. You're more likely to blow it and look like an idiot doing that if you run up hard and just blast it somewhere. But I feel like
You guys need
Go
a
for it.
freaking striker.
I knew we were in for it. Nah, I like Nico Jackson. I think he's actually very good, but he just needs to have some time to adjust to the Prem. I knew we were going to be in for it whenever 7 minutes in, James Ward-Prowse is standing over a corner kick.
yeah,
He's been that guy
from any dead
for
ball situation,
years.
he has been that guy.
Yeah, and so Aguar just gets over the top of him.
Dude, he dunked on y'all.
Yeah,
he
he
really
did.
did. That TikTok that Mo sent.
Check
Check
that
out
brother's
West.
floating in the air.
Check out West Ham's TikTok. It's terrible if you're a Chelsea fan, but it's kind of comedy.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
Chuka
Dunked on. No. I want to say it again. Got dunked on, dude.
Well, Chukwuemeka came back and dunked on them. That was a nasty goal.
He actually broke Tomasz Soucek's ankles.
Yeah.
Broke him off, and then he finished beautifully. Yeah.
It was
so
really
then
nice.
I was feeling pretty good in that moment. I was like, all right, Chelsea's back, baby. We get that penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Enzo comes up. Brutal.
Yeah.
Hey, Ricky, can you fact check something for me?
I feel like this was the best.
Does anybody care?
This was the best performance I have seen from Sterling in a Chelsea shirt.
He was pretty rampant.
And they lost. I feel horrible for him because he was looking like great.
Yeah.
Running at people, sliding through defenders. Just no one could stop him. And then Enzo missed the pen and everything went downhill from there.
It's wild that Sterling – I think it's still wild that Sterling keeps his spot, even though he looked so good.
Mm-hmm.
At least with Mudryk on the bench and Madueke on the bench as well.
Madueke.
Madueke. Like, I don't know how you say that, but
fucking dude.
they have a lot of options, and it's wild that Sterling is still the best guy. So
Prem proven.
Yeah, I mean, the back line did not look good in this game. I thought that on the next goal, Disasi looked lazy. He just doesn't really totally close down Mikel Antonio, who is Premier League proven striker and is just going to hit it.
It's a great goal.
It is a great goal.
Like, I can't even really hate on the defending too much. Like, he didn't really close him down, but also he had a lot to do. He was outside the penalty box. Still ripped it.
Yeah.
Like, just an absolute missile from Mikel Antonio.
Kurt Zuma,
kicker.
Chelsea, now captain and cat kicker, was beating up on the Lions.
It's pretty terrible.
You can't write it any better than that. The cat beater himself was beating up on your cat.
I think our own cat was kicking itself this whole game with Enzo missing that penalty. And then with
to top it all off, Lucas Paqueta, the criminal.
To top it all off, Lucas Paqueta getting fouled by the most expensive signing in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Moises Caicedo.
Getting a penalty in his first show.
Let's talk the stats.
A tragic debut.
If I'm not wrong, comes on with 20 minutes left, loses the ball twice, and then gives up a penalty.
And this is all while West Ham only have 10 men because Aguard got sent off in like the 67th minute.
Yeah, that's what hurts even more.
It is a painful one.
The holding midfielder gives it all up.
I think you give him a little bit of time. He has not played.
Oh, he for sure needs some time.
He didn't even play for Brighton in the preseason, so to throw him into this game, a little bit unfair, I think. But
you know what? As long as you guys are Chelsea, you're gonna suck.
Clip this because later in the season,
we're
gonna get to play Liverpool again
at Anfield. You already played them once at home,
and it's gonna be a different Chelsea team.
All right,
book it.
It's gonna be a different Liverpool team too.
Yeah, they're gonna lose, not draw.
yeah. They're gonna get clapped at Anfield.
Yeah,
clip that.
Oh my god,
I have a lot more stock in Liverpool this season than Chelsea, but we'll see. I could see them kind of coming together and becoming a better team.
They're too talented. They're just too talented.
They're too young.
Liverpool?
No, Chelsea is. They're too talented not to
I
make
don't
a push.
agree with that.
They absolutely are.
Too talented is
Reece James was also hurt for this
young
game.
Talent, yeah.
So we had a young Malo Gusto play. He's 20.
I thought he looked all right.
Yeah.
He's definitely not a wingback.
He's more of a right mid.
Reece James is.
Yeah.
Disasi didn't look that good. Who else played? None of the back line looked that good. Even Thiago Silva didn't look that good.
Yeah. It's a tough game.
Yeah.
Take it on the chin, you move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I want to talk about it more.
What else is there to talk about, Mick?
I want to talk about how Lucas Paqueta celebrated like he had just won the freaking World Cup for a penalty.
It's because it's so much fun to kick Chelsea while they're down.
No, I think it's because
he
knows that
it's his last game
he's
playing
on borrowed
soccer.
time and he's playing for a club that has Betway across the chest.
Him and Tony, man. That's such a kick in the face.
Dude, what is up with these players betting on their own league? Like, go bet on a different sport.
He's currently accused of betting that he would get a yellow card and some Real Betis player would get a yellow card on the same day.
It was like 5 minutes after the Betis player got a yellow.
Yeah, he proceeds to go just like egregiously challenge someone from behind and get himself a yellow.
Like all of his friends had bet double, like it was double or nothing.
I think it was his family members put out like created accounts and put like the maximum amount into a Betway account.
If you're gonna do that shit, at least do it in a way you're
try
not
to be
gonna get
a little
caught.
bit like not just blatant about
don't
it.
do it at all, man. You're making
Yeah.
I wonder what he's making millions of dollars.
Dude.
I guess it's for his friends, right?
I
Who
guess.
they're not making millions, but
yeah, but damn.
got
Not
also,
worth it. You know, it's
we
just
can
not
talk
worth
about
it.
the players all we want, but damn, these giant corporations are making billions of dollars off of betting, and when
That's why he
when
gets
your shirt
paid so
says
much.
Betway and you get in trouble for betting, it's a little weird.
I mean,
You just
I,
can't
I
be
feel
doing
more
it.
for Tony. Tony was way less egregious than Paqueta on just like, hey buddies, here's what we're gonna bet on. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Tony had 256 accounts.
Yeah.
Like the man
It's
racked
my
up.
man.
He racked up a rap sheet.
Yeah. I think this was probably going back to like his championship days when he was
Which
at
is-
Brentford.
I actually do feel bad for him in that situation because he's probably not getting paid.
He's not making that
well.
much money.
Yeah.
And he's betting on himself. Like I don't think he was betting against himself.
Yeah, to lose.
Like you're
Yeah.
betting for your own team.
It's like I'm
Tony
putting-
talks about it on an athletic podcast for anybody out there
He
interested.
also talks about how much he loves Liverpool and how much
and how he
Arsenal would do for a striker.
Yeah, he was like he
He's
made sure to get that in
twerking.
there.
Yeah.
It was weird. He was like, when I was a kid, I was a Liverpool fan, but I just always loved the way Arsenal played.
He started batting his eyelashes.
started throwing his ass on camera.
Started
Mikel.
winking.
Yeah.
Mikel.
I think that's a good segue to move on to the other London game that went down here.
Final game of the weekend.
What's up with Arsenal and these close
Kind of tight games.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what's up with this one. One of the poorest refereed games I've seen in a while.
It was pretty bad.
It was bad.
Yeah.
So Arsenal definitely didn't look like scoring, except for Eddie Nketiah, who had two great chances. I feel like
And
one
he-
where he turns the defender and hits it off the post,
Yep.
and then another where he tries to chip the keeper and puts it over. He's got to.
You have to score.
He
You
has
have
to
score
finish
that.
something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will say to his defense, he did draw the penalty that he ended up not getting to take. Odegaard took it.
Yeah. Well, Saka gave it to him, I guess. Because
I was-
Saka is the penalty taker. I think Saka was like, this dude's definitely like prepped for me, so I'm gonna give it to Odegaard. That's what they said. The announcers for this game. Also, shout out Andros Townsend. I thought he did pretty well as an announcer, but like, I don't know why Odegaard's taking the penalty.
Good
at all.
point.
I don't know either. I was like, why is Saka not your guy?
He is.
He normally is.
Well, Andros Townsend
Yeah.
was
No, I
like
know, I
announcing
know.
a game. He tore his ACL last year and he retired.
I think Eddie Nketiah would make a good loan move.
They
If
should sell
Eddie
him to Tottenham.
Or like-
Eddie
nah.
Nketiah was the starting striker for Crystal
Crystal
Palace, in the
Palace.
Prem, I feel like
He'd be
that
a
would make a
banging-
ton of
that'd be a
sense. He would
banging
score like
move.
13 goals in a season, and they would love him.
There's just too much pressure for him at Arsenal right now.
Yeah,
It's a title pushing team, and he's just like 23.
yeah.
And
When does Jesus come back, Riley?
you guys need a real striker.
Like Gabriel
No, I
Jesus.
disagree. The team looks way different with Jesus in it. He is a way different player than both
Balogun.
and
Yeah.
I think it would look better with Balogun in it. If I'm being
Really?
honest, I think
I
he's.
think he looked better with a real striker like
I mean,
Vlahovic.
yeah, I don't want Vlahovic. If I'm being honest,
I think the only person you can compare Jesus to at this point is Reece James because
What,
they
just-
stay hurt.
yeah.
It's true.
If
It's
you could
true.
get like a striker, that plays every game of the season, maybe an Ivan Toney.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd like-
I saw links to Evan Ferguson for January. I'd be more interested in that
It's
than
pretty unproven as well.
You
Gabriel
know,
Jesus injury expected to just be a few weeks.
nice.
nice.
Turn up.
What's
Yeah,
up
'cause
with
we-
Gabriel, dude?
Magalhaes?
Yeah,
Well,
He didn't start.
I said this last season. I felt like Ben White would be the starting center back over him with Saliba when we were playing him at right back because that's what Mikel wants is like more ball playing center backs. Even though he's not left footed, he wants him to play there over Gabriel Magalhaes.
What's up with Thomas Partey starting at right back?
He's doing the Man City.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
Where they come in.
Yeah,
it's really like Man City 2.0.
it is.
It didn't pay off though, because Tomiyasu. This is the
Dude,
one player that got
worst-
really. He got taken advantage of by the referees.
Yes. So they're doing the whole you can't time waste. So if you're time wasting on a throw in, we're gonna give you a yellow card. First of all, he holds the ball for like 8 seconds, and they give him a yellow card.
Prior to that, Havertz held the ball for like 9 seconds,
And
so it was a long
later
time.
on in the game, he held it for like 15 seconds and
Yeah.
didn't get anything. It also doesn't make any sense if you're gonna put more added time at the end of the games to make up for the time that is wasted. Why are Arsenal wasting time in the first half against Crystal Palace when it's tied 0-0?
The shaking in their
They
boots,
have to
lad.
win the game.
Well, by that point they were up. They were up by 1.
Not when he got that first yellow
the
card.
first one.
Yeah, the first one, I believe.
First one was in the 60th. They scored in the 53rd. So the penalty had already happened. And then the second yellow card I thought was even more unfair because when you go back and watch it, I think it's Jordan Ayew that's like trying to get away. And he does get away from Tomiyasu, but then the ref says that Tomiyasu pulled him down, and then you watch the replay back, and there's like hardly any contact at all. So
at some point, it's just
unreal.
like, why not just let the VAR refs ref the game?
Yeah, it somehow is like worse with VAR than it was without it.
I think it's just worse with a freaking ref on the field. Like you're making calls out of your ass, and then you don't even use VAR.
We just need better people in those positions.
Also, what's up with your man Havertz ghosting?
He literally
constantly
disappeared that whole game.
I mean, you could say the same thing
disappeared
about a
the
lot
first
of
game,
players.
too.
You guys are just picking out the signing. Declan
Yeah,
Rice
the
looked great.
sign.
He did look great.
Martinelli ghosted in this game.
Yeah.
You're not picking on him.
No, because Kai
Put
Havertz
in
was $83 million.
Okay.
Put Trossard in.
No, don't put Trossard in.
No.
Keep Kai Havertz in and prove the haters wrong.
No, keep Kai Havertz in.
I still think there's a
take
player in there.
Martinelli out.
Kai
I do
Havertz
too.
is
I
a
think
shell. He's a shell of his Leverkusen days. I don't know if he'll ever come back unless
Yeah, that's what happens when you go to play for the worst team in London.
honestly, yeah, he's just got to get all that Chelsea out of him,
Yep.
and then he'll be good. Put him on the wing, man. Fuck it. Put Havertz on the left.
over Martinelli.
Dude,
no,
I don't know.
definitely not that. Martinelli had like 15 goals last year.
What else happened in this game? Did you guys think the Eze chance late in the game, there was almost a penalty call on that? Do you
That
think
was
that
definitely
was a pen?
a pen.
He chopped up 2 players
Yeah,
and
he
then
chops
he
up
gets
Thomas
between
Partey.
the 2 of them. And
It's justice for the red in my eyes. Fuck them.
I don't know. I thought it was a pen.
I think it's a pen, but it's also not a red. So
I feel like
eye for an eye.
I feel like Eze is like destined to be a Chelsea signing that ruins his talent.
Yes, I agree.
Sorry, that's Olise.
Yeah,
He's-
all of the above.
He's coming soon.
No,
Yeah.
Elise's not. He actually like leveraged his wanting to sign for Chelsea to get a new deal, making a bunch of money.
Yeah, but Chelsea
Yeah.
might still just buy it out.
Yeah,
They
it doesn't
could
matter.
still do that, but I think he'll get his move next
But
year.
yes, I think that was a pen.
I think
I
it should have
think
ended 1-1.
Arsenal should have tied. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were lucky to get out of that game with a win.
I can't wait for them to play a
They were
good
lucky
team.
to have us only defending at the end of the game because we had 10 men.
Who's Arsenal play next?
I
Good
believe
question.
we
Let's see.
play. Oh,
You got
Lord.
Fulham.
We got a
Damn
fake
straight.
fan running rampant.
And no Tim Ream playing either because he got a red.
Dude, they got, what's his name? Biasi?
At Fulham?
Yeah, new center back. I bet he starts.
Mm.
I don't know. When they bought him, I was worried about Ream's spot anyway. Look it up.
Well,
Look it up.
Brighton sits at the top of the table right now. Manchester City right behind them. Arsenal right behind them. Brentford in 4th. Liverpool in 5th. Tottenham in 6th. We're gonna stop listing off the names
I
because
wonder where Chelsea is.
Chelsea sitting in the mud.
15th.
15th place.
I got under Bournemouth, Fulham.
Oh my God!
Crystal Palace,
we're
Nottingham
I was about to say
Forest.
it's 2 games
This
in.
is
I'm
kind
not,
of
like
dumb to do the
clowning.
table right now, but
I
So-
will clown you for the individual game, and then like once we get 5 games in, if you haven't pulled something together, I will
Chelsea
start
does have
clowning
a
you.
pretty brutal, rough stretch of games.
Terrible schedule in October.
Yeah, it's
Like
un-
Arsenal.
It's a little bit unfair.
Start
actually.
with Arsenal,
Arsenal,
then play
Brentford.
Newcastle, Brentford.
Confidence murder.
It goes
schedule.
Arsenal, Brentford, Tottenham, Man City, Newcastle, Brighton, Man U, and then we get a breath of air with Everton.
But
In
Everton
December, on
finna
December
pack
9th.
off
So
on
from,
y'all.
literally from October 21st to December 6th, it's just kind of like Chelsea's getting
You know
a
what
train
that's
ran
called?
on them. Like,
You know
it's
what that's
pretty messed
called?
up.
Young
That's
talent
called
killer.
Financial fair play.
Is that where they're getting
Yes,
it back on us?
sir.
Oh my God,
Dude, my brother decided that he's a Brighton fan, and I came home the other day, and he was like, top of the league. Come on, you Pelicans.
Brighton and Hove Albion.
My bro, they're seagulls. Come on, Pelicans. Got his shirt off.
Let's get him on the pod.
They are probably the most exciting team to watch in the Prem. So I can't blame
No,
them.
Liverpool.
It's definitely not Liverpool.
I like Brentford.
As you said
When
earlier,
you
when I watch
walk
Liverpool games, I am constantly furious.
through
I bet when
a
you're watching Brighton
storm.
games, you are just
I'm enjoying
kicked back.
football.
Yeah, it's like watching art.
Anything else? You guys have anything else to add for this one? We're sitting at an hour.
And don't
Overperformer, underperformer from this weekend?
underperformer Chelsea
Oh, for sure.
or
Has to be.
Everton, but not really because they're Everton.
Actually,
I'm
I
going to say
expect this-
underperformer Caicedo specifically.
I
He played
expect
for like
this
12
from
minutes.
Chelsea, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to go overperformer West Ham.
Mm.
And then underperformer, got to be Man U. They suck.
Yeah.
That might
They
be
were
2
terrible.
for 2 now. Underperformer.
2 for 2 on the underperforming. Man U stink.
I love it.
They might not make top 4. I think my prediction is pretty bad unless Højlund comes in and bangs.
Or they go make a in that situation, you know that Rashford needs to play on the left, and you need a striker. Why not go get an established striker instead of
There wasn't
a
really a
child?
whole lot out there besides Harry Kane.
Yeah, and they
they
weren't
didn't-
paying
they
100
weren't
mil
paying
for Harry
100 mil.
Kane.
But had they done that,
Dude, they paid
this team
80
looks way
mil
different.
for Anthony, the
Yeah.
fidget spinner. Like, go get Harry Kane, dog.
I don't think Ten Hag should be the one telling people who to sign. He's
because he just
Anthony,
gets all his old Ajax players.
awful. Lissandro Martinez, he's a good player in
He's
a
not
certain
Man U
system,
player.
but he's not like elite top tier center back. Who else? Mason Mount, not looking like a top tier player.
A true Chelsea graduate.
So we'll see if Højlund is the real deal. I think he could truly bang in the Prem, and it would be exciting. But if he doesn't come in and score some goals for them and let Rashford get on the left and like link up play, they are lost. So
I mean, it's better than
Ivan Toney.
Weghorst.
yeah,
Like-
but with Weghorst they got third. So
Yeah.
All these teams that need strikers, I'm just begging Ivan Toney.
to go somewhere,
Yeah.
he might not.
But
He's got like off field issues constantly.
Does
I
he
feel
get
like
to play this season at all, or is he out the whole season?
he's gone for half of the season. I
Till
think.
November.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Fact checker.
Yeah, he's back in January of
Yeah,
2024.
January. Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Half the PL season he's out. Do you think that you can buy him at a reduced rate in January if you're, I don't know, an Arsenal or a Tottenham that are looking for a Premier League striker? Or do you
Why is it reduced? Why is the rate reduced?
because he
'Cause he's-
has like betting issues off the field,
You know
and
that's
he's
not
like
gonna
bad
happen
for
again.
a locker room. Like he's got a lot of issues.
You
And
know
I
it's
don't
not
think-
going to happen again. Bets 240.
56 times.
Dude, that was
Just
before,
one more bet, bro.
That's
Just
before
one
he
more
made
bet.
it. That's before he made it.
That's my thing.
There's-
Homie clearly needs to go to
There's two
rehab.
kinds. There's two kinds of gamblers:
It's an addiction.
winners
I knew you were
and
gonna say this.
quitters.
Quitters.
After Tony's ban, his transfer market dropped 15 million.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
That is a lot when your
in
transfer
today's
marked
world,
is what, 60 mil? Dropped to
He's
40?
from 50 to 35.
How old
Yeah,
is
bro.
Mans?
I bet he still goes for like 50.
He's
to whoever.
26. What is he?
Based on the inflated market right now,
27.
Dang, I'm good.
Man U needs a striker.
Yeah.
Tottenham need a striker.
I feel
Arsenal
like
need
with
a striker.
all the bad PR around Man U, they cannot go get Ivan Toney, though. The way they handled this Greenwood situation, they were about to bring him back after the
no,
shit that happened.
they let him go.
Yeah,
they
No,
let him go.
they let him
now
go.
they did,
Yeah.
but it still looked horrible.
It did look horrible that they
Yeah.
were even thinking
Thinking
about
about
it.
letting him come back.
Yeah,
Or-
It was
it's a bad look.
very bad look.
What would you say about Arsenal signing Ivan Toney and putting Jesus on the left when he's healthy?
Then where's Trossard gonna play?
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand the vision. I get where you're
Me,
coming
they
from.
don't got the vision like me.
Mickey always got the vision.
Put me
Whataro
behind the
Endo, the
stick.
best CDM in the league.
For real.
All right, I think we're running on borrowed time here.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure. We will see you next week.
And you'll
been Arch Rivals,
never
Presented by
walk
First Touch Media.
alone.
Peace out.
Make sure to like and subscribe. Up to the habit. Thank you for watching this episode of Arch Rivals. Make sure to check us out on YouTube at First Touch Media, and all of our socials are at First Touch 314. Thanks for watching.